Throughout the country, we're seeing the effects of the austerity that local government has had to face, seeing a number of councils that have become bankrupt. I think for me it's also important that it's not just about jobs, it's also about services. And we've seen that councils throughout the country have had to scale back the services that they offer to people, and this has had a real effect on our communities.
The council is still not coming to the table. We're all being left out here now. It's coming up to Christmas yet again. You want your family time, but living hand to mouth when they've already dropped my money.
What you've seen is the kind of sort of wholesale gutting of the admin staff. What it essentially means is our social workers now, they estimate, spend around 70% of their time doing paperwork, which used to be done by admin staff. So you're now paying someone, £35,000 a year to do an admin job. We outsource all of our care. We sold off all our, remaining residential homes, so it's all provided by the private sector. Now that there's monopoly power in the market, what we see is in Cardiff we pay, £1,000 a week for a residential care bed. We pay £25 an hour for domiciliary care packages, and they pay their staff almost exclusively minimum wage. So it doesn't even work. It's not like we're saving loads of money. Even if we weren't, even if we hadn't hammered our services, it's like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, even on its basic terms. Austerity just doesn't work.
The impact is sometimes hidden, but when it eventually seeps through to the surface, that's when you know you've got a problem. That's when you see people on the streets. I'm seeing people on the streets. It's like the 1970s all over again, cardboard city in South Bank, but it's a younger generation. I remember a lot of the older men being on the streets. Now I see 20-year-olds. With no history of alcohol abuse or drug abuse or anything. They're just homeless.
There's no children's services, there's no welfare rights services, there's been cuts to social care, there's been cuts to carers services, and there's been massive redundancies for the workers.
Funding has been cut too much, and this has resulted in the services being cut too much. And the money that does come into the council is not spent as wisely as what it should be. There are a lot more high-paid workers within the councils than the operational, lower-paid workers.
We don't get enough support or attention or enough funding in councils to provide the services that councils do. Councils are at breaking point up and down the country.
It tends to be the poorest or the weakest in society they seem to attack first. The moment we've got a problem with our integrated joint board with the National Health, looking at cutting care homes. In Scotland we already fought a campaign in our area, the three unions, GMB and Unison included, where we managed to, we had a campaign, public campaign, and we saved 3 care homes. Now it's looking like we're going to have to go through all that again.
We want the restoration of the central government funding that's been cut during the last 14 years. This
is people's homes, it is people's livelihood that they are playing about with.
We want fairer funding for our councils. We want full funding for our councils to continue.
It's a political choice that starves local services. This Labour government now are supposed to be for the working class people of this country, so act like it.
I just think fair funding is imperative to allow local authorities to satisfy the needs and wants of their communities.
I hope that people listen. I hope the public listen. I hope the public get behind the campaign. I hope it gathers momentum, and I hope it results in something better for local government, which is what people deserve.
Unite is a union that is always fighting for its members, and nowhere more so than in local government. Local government is the cornerstone of the communities that we all live in. If you defund a community, you break that community.
They know we're a fighting union and we're reasonable. As long as you're reasonable, and when you're not, we will fight you.